Oh, wow, look at this very nice and pleasant leftist protester.
All that pepper. I can handle it. All right.
Yep, that's the people that we're up against. As some people on the right are saying, you know what? Tucker Carlson, though, as of course the attacks against him are only intensifying, as a lot of people on the right are acting like little sissy crybabies and whiny little pathetic punks. As of course I think that's a perfect representation of some of these individuals, as Mike Cernovich just came out and accused Mark Levin of calling for violence against Tucker Carlson, as Alex Jones came out, made some very interesting points as well, specifically saying if anything happens to Tucker Carlson, he will automatically say that it was the major group that now is criticizing him, as, of course, a lot of people are making the very interesting observation that if you want to lose elections and the culture and any kind of significance, you start to implode and attack each other, which is exactly what the right is doing. As it's not just Mark Levin that is going after Tucker Carlson as aggressively as he can and leaking his private text messages, by the way, which he read on air. We'll be going through that too, which highlights more of a cowardly type of behavior by him. But also, let's not forget Ben Shapiro, who also isn't really pleased with Tucker Carlson, as Mike Cernovich says, hey, if you want the Democrats to have a super majority, this is the exact message that the GOP should endorse by the former never-Trumper, Ben Shapiro. We're going to be going over this because this right-wing type of civil war is fascinating. It's really interesting and really important to talk about. And if you agree, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time that you spend with us. Now, let's just get right into it. As, of course, Mark Levin, once again, is suggesting that Tucker Carlson belongs, quote, in a mental institute, as he's accusing him of being a fascist, neo-Nazi, radical right, when in reality, that's not true at all. Like, he's just saying he disagrees with me. He must be all the horrible things. Again, same exact playbook out of the left, right? We saw what the left was doing. The left, for a very long time, was able to demonize and radicalize their group and to say the right-wingers are a danger to your life and your threat and existence. They're like the Germans in the 1930s. We have to take them out before they take us out. And we saw that type of rhetoric. What did it lead to? It led to Luigi Mangione. It led to the demise of Charlie Kirk. As now, factions of the right are saying, we're going to copy their homework. As a lot of people are saying, this is dangerous, stupid, unethical rhetoric. And this is what Mark Levin went off on a tirade about.
Then we have, on the fascistic, neo-Nazi, radical right, and by the way, I'm not talking about constitutional conservatives.
He's talking about Tucker Carlson. He makes that pretty good. Tucker Carlson. He's all those horrible things. He doesn't support putting all of our efforts and money into the foreign government that I love. That foreign government should be number one. And you are all the wrong things if you don't agree with that. That's essentially what he's saying here, which is a low-level type of manipulation tactic that is just old, outdated, played out, and ridiculous, in my own personal opinion.
Not in the least. We're not on the radical right. We're right in the center. And I don't mean ideologically. I mean, we're right in the center. We support the Constitution, the Declaration, the founding, and everything that was done to create this nation. How can we be right-wing? Right-wing of what? These people are not America first.
Yeah, they are. They're the exact epitome of it. They're the ones that were backing and supporting Donald Trump when the never-Trumpers were telling people, when the Shapiros were telling people, we got to do that Ron DeSantis. We got to support Ron DeSantis, who, of course, overwhelmingly is also passing unconstitutional laws here, violating the First Amendment inside of Florida. And again, he does some wonderful things. He does some really incredible stuff. His leadership during the coup for years was amazing, yes. But let's be honest, foreign policy-wise, Tucker Carlson also called him out. And this is why they're mad at Tucker. Because if you remember, and even I kind of fell for this a little bit. I was like, yeah, I mean, DeSantis is really good when it comes to the you know what issue, when it came to the lockdowns, when it came to a lot of stuff. He was really incredible. His messaging was good. The whole nation was attacking him, and he kind of stood the test of time during that period where Texas was copying his homework. And I was like, yeah, that guy's really good. And then came his stance on Ukraine, right? And he gave like a middle of the road politician answer on Ukraine. But it wasn't strong enough for the war lobbyists, for the special interest groups, for the big money donors, the donor class. And then he apologized after Tucker asked him a direct question about it. And then Tucker called him out. And then that led to the demise of this kind of weird waffling, weird presidential candidacy that ended before it really kind of started. And everyone was like, dude, come on. Like, why are you waffling on a clear policy that should be anti-interventionism, right? Trump is like, we got to end the war. DeSantis is like, Putin bad. No, he's like, maybe we should stop. I don't know. And then he's like, oh, no, I'm so sorry I said that. I'm so sorry. I bent over to the donor class, please. Please, donor class. Don't take away my money. And then Ben Shapiro's like, yeah, we like this guy. This guy's great. But it was Tucker Carlson that destroyed his presidential run. As, of course, Tucker Carlson also came out, and there's a lot of rumors saying, yeah, the Murdochs, the powerful money donors, came to him and it said, run against Donald Trump. We'll back you. We'll support you. And he was like, I'm not going to do that. Right? And you're telling me this guy is not MAGA? Come on. You're telling me if Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin have Rupert Murdoch and all these other very powerful big money donors coming to them and be like, run against Donald Trump, we'll give you all the money. You telling me when they were supporting Ron DeSantis and becoming Never Trumpers that they would have never done it? Come on.
America first isn't evil over good. America first isn't tyranny over liberty. America.
What tyranny are you talking about? I mean, Tucker Carlson has been calling for more freedom than anything else. Mike Cernovich here connects the dots and says, this is a call to violence, completely indefensible, and anyone else would be pulled from Fox News and told to take a vacation. Do some sauna and walk. Yeah, I can't recommend that enough. Do sauna, go for a walk, take care of yourself. As, of course, Mark Levin then went on during his weird, emotionally laden, hyperbolic, absolutely just delusional rant, and then leaked Tucker Carlson's text messages. Now, Alex had a different response to this, which I thought was very interesting. Here's his response. Of course, we got to understand, the stakes that we're playing at are very serious. And as I've been saying, it's not only major canceling efforts against Tucker Carlson, it's also major threats against his life and his existence that we need to take into consideration. As, of course, Tucker Carlson deserves to be protected at all cost.
All right, so if anything happens to Tucker Carlson, if he gets shot by a lone gunman or gets run over by a truck while he's walking across the street, I am going to be pointing my finger directly at AIPAC, at the Mossad, and at Benjamin Netanyahu. When Kurt got killed within a day, people were saying it was Israel with no evidence. And I came out and said, that's not right.
Now listen, Andrew Koval even came to the FBI and was sending the FBI text messages, which he later confirmed, which Candace released, talking about how, hey, there might be some foreign government involvement here. Andrew was like, I don't want to leave any stone unturned. He went to the FBI and he sent them all the text messages of the Israeli donors, putting a lot of pressure on Charlie, and Charlie pushing back. And he's like, hey, look into this. And this is Andrew Koval, second in command of TPUSA, someone I met and talked to. He's like, hey, here. So whether that theory is true or not, we got to understand that people around TPUSA even had questions about it personally.
And I got attacked by the crowd that only obsesses over Israel. That said, I call balls and strikes.
I got attacked by that crowd too. And listen, we need evidence. We need proof.
Mark Levin has made cryptic statements in public. Now he's leaked text messages from Tucker inviting him to a debate at TPUSA. And they have been extremely threatening. Josh Hammer has said he's a weasel in the henhouse.
Yep. And he used very specific words to neutralize him. And then he took the definition of it, but took one of the meanings out, which talked about, literally taking him out. And he's like, oh, look, I never said taking him out. He's talking about neutralizing him. In this type of rhetoric where people are getting shot for their political opinions. What are you doing, bro?
We did. Neutralize him, that's a clear threat. and the arrogance and the entitlement of the things that Mark Levin and others are saying, as if they own the mind of the American people, as if they own our foreign policy, is insane.
Yeah, it is. Now, I want to play this Mark Levin audio of him reading the text message exchange, because I think he self-incriminates himself in such a weird way. And it's kind of very cowardly just to see the way that he kind of responded to this. But before playing that clip and getting into a lot of other stuff, we just quickly wanted to tell you about thebestpoliticalshirts.com, a way to express yourself, a way to do lazy forms of activism, to get out there, meet like-minded people, start the culture war clash in a way where you actively get to participate in it. These shirts make great birthday gifts. The one I have right now is very interesting. It says, "Follow the herd." And it has an NPC drinking a Bud Light and driving a Harley while wearing a Target bathing suit that specifically allows people to tuck in their you-know-what. And instead of saying Bud Light, it says butt light, because why not? As we have some very interesting things to represent to you guys. I wonder if we could find it by typing in this slogan. No, I don't think you can. We have another shirt surrounding that is pretty eye-opening, to say the least. All right, I'm going to make it so you could find this shirt in the making of this video by typing in NPC. Once you type in NPC, you'll be able to find it. We have a lot of other NPC memes out there and shirts as well that we're going to have available for you guys on the bestpoliticalshirts.com. As listen, this is the funniest way to really just go about life. A lot of people always take themselves too seriously. A lot of people are scared. Once you start living and expressing yourself fully, man, life is incredible. Life is awesome. As of course, this is our latest shirt saying, "Don't try to New York our Florida," with a nice representation of the beautiful state that has been leading the way in many ways, culturally. So Florida, one of the best places on earth. I love it. Thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Check it out. Check out all the amazing stuff we have down in the description below. Now, here's Mark Levin, who even admitted, self-owned, his private text messages with Tucker Carlson that reached out to him, and I was like, "Hey man, we should have a debate at the next TP USA conference coming up soon in December." And Mark Levin wasn't too happy about that.
I got a very strange text this morning from Tucker Carlson.
He's literally reaching out to you, being like, "Hey, let's have a conversation."
10:16 a.m. I'll read it to you for verbatim. "Good morning," he writes to me. "The leadership at Turning Point has asked me to debate you at their event in Scottsdale in December. I'm happy to do it, and I hope you'll agree as well. Beyond the personal insults, which I'll try to keep to a minimum, there are real and important ideological differences between us, and I think the country would benefit from an extended conversation about them. So again..."
Very diplomatic and very nice, right? No accusation. It's like, listen, the country could benefit off of these two conversations, and they can. You want to dispel, you want to de-radicalize, you want to deal with issues, you talk it out. And if you're able to do that in a public discourse, in a fair and open, honest way, you take that opportunity. You battle it out in the battle of ideas. Good ideas destroy bad ideas. Now, if you have bad ideas and you don't want them challenged or questioned, you're going to say no.
"I hope you'll accept. Let me know. Thanks."
I hope you accept thanks. He's being so cordial. He's being so nice here, saying, "Man, let's talk about this."
The guy is desperate.
Desperate? We're talking about the biggest podcaster out there, topping the charts. You're talking about desperate? I don't see anything desperate about it.
He's taken a hit on his podcast.
No, he hasn't.
He's fighting like hell for his career. He's fighting like hell.
Career? Like, he's set. He has a bunch of money. He doesn't need to do any of this stuff.
For his reputation.
He clearly has been able to have discourse and conversations that aren't self-centered and worried about his reputation. The guy literally talks about interdimensional beings, which I respect him highly for. So you're clearly full of crap.
People are awakening to what scum he actually is.
No, they're not. People are awakening and saying, wow, this guy's has an interesting perspective. He's able to, of course, enter an exchange and a dialogue and in a debate about some of the issues that a lot of people don't want you talking about. Some would say that the opposite is happening here.
And he thinks I'm going to platform him?
You don't have to platform him. TPUSA wants to platform him.
He thinks I'm going to help him kick up his podcast ratings?
You're not going to help him kick up his podcast ratings. It's going to be at the TPUSA event in Arizona at the conference that they have every year.
What would Charlie say? What would
Charlie would say, great. Charlie entertained these debates. Charlie had a debate with Josh Hammer and Dave Smith. And those are interesting, great debates. What would Charlie say? Charlie would say, yes, please, and more. This TPUSA is saying, hey, we want this.
Rush say? What would any rational response? Here it is.
The rational response is, yeah, I'll have a conversation. Let's agree on. I get 2 minutes. You get 2 minutes. We get the rebuttal. Let's debate the rules of how this debate is going to be done honestly in a fair way, where we have a fair chance to one, hear each other out, lay out our arguments, not interrupt each other, and be able to have a civil discussion. That's how you respond.
Following. My family and I want nothing to do with you.
We want nothing to do with you. Look at the angry, emotional, leftist, liberal type of response here.
What you've become, your vile libels against my faith, millions of Christians, and in my view, what you seek to do to our country.
You're grandstanding right now and being like, how dare you? You're below me. I'm better than you. Not when you're not able to have a conversation.
There's nothing to debate. You're a Nazi promoter.
There's a lot to debate. And he's like, you're a Nazi. And again, using the same leftist, liberal, woke radicalization type of tactics that ended with people being radicalized and taking the life of Charlie because they actually thought he was a dangerous right-winger.
Promoter. You're the modern-day David Duke. I debate people with whom I disagree for a living, who are a lot smarter than you.
If you are, prove it.
But for whom I have some respect. I'm also disappointed in TPUSA that continues to platform you.
During that platform, they want to counterbalance with a voice from the opposition. You're the opposition. Come and represent that voice, unless you're a coward.
It's not about free speech. You can be heard by millions regardless. Some unsolicited advice. Stop long enough to remember who you used to be and what you used to stand for.
He used to be a neocon that promoted the Iraq War, which was a huge mistake, which he has a lot of remorse for, and this is why he is who he is today. And you just want him to be another neocon that sells your wars and has essentially a prostitute of the establishment system, the donor class, that is able to lie and manipulate the American public into more bloodshed, into more economic destruction, to more destruction of our civil liberties, and to anything that they tell you to spew out.
So, as expected, knee-jerk. For the record, I'm strongly anti-Nazi. Does he sound that way to you, America? Oh, you're going to hear more. But that's hardly the point. This seems like the perfect opportunity to rebut what you consider evil ideas and to do it to my face like a man.
Yeah, be a man. Talk about it. You're like hiding behind audio here, and like releasing private text messages. That's weak.
I think you jump at the chance, assuming you believe your positions are defensible. I'm offering the marketplace of ideas you often talk about. Is it possible you can't really defend, for example, what Israel has done to civilians in Gaza? I said, there you go. You're not feared. You're despised.
No, he's not.
Well, you're a coward. And if you change your mind, I'm here. Thanks.
Yeah, it's cowardly not to engage in conversation with someone you disagree with that you're calling out and being a high school drama queen about.
You little bastard. You attacked my stepson?
What are you talking about?
You didn't do that face-to-face, did you? You stabbed him in the back while he's serving President Trump on his second tour, while he's in safe rooms with ballistic missiles passing over his head. You little bastard. Nobody's afraid of you. I'd rather debate a skunk than you.
It would be more of a fair debate, I guess, for you, since clearly you're afraid to have that particular conversation. This is the way that Nick Fuentes talked about, that started his right-wing journey, by the way. As right now, Mike Cernovich says, if you wanted advice and insight on how to lose elections, I would ask Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro, and Ted Cruz. Cruz was about to lose his Senate seat in Texas until we in MAGA saved him. Anyway, they don't have any purpose for them. Better to study the architects of reality. Yeah. 110%. Again, I'm going to do another video about Ben Shapiro being really, really mad about Tucker Carlson. That's going to be in the next video. So subscribe, click the notification button. Thank you so much for buying a t-shirt, engaging in the conversation, not being afraid of it, and having a little bit more courage than Mark Levin, who, of course, is acting like a little sullied, offended high school drama queen. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.